Good morning. It is August 18th, and we are reading in the Habits of Health. And it is 2.8 Healthy Eating for Life, your transition to permanent health. So, permanent health schedule. So, it talks about breakfast being about, and of course, this is an optimization. So, it talks about 500 calories for breakfast, mid-morning fueling 200 calories. Good morning, Dina. Lunch fueling is about 400 calories, mid-afternoon 200, dinner 500, evening fueling about 100 calories. So that's what it looks like to have a balanced day when you're in that optimization phase, or what we're calling now the renew phase. So this is how your daily intake might look by the end of transition to phase 2. If your TEE is at 1900 calories. So this is your own permanent eating strategy may look a little different depending on how many calories you need to take in each day, weight, maintenance, based on your TEE. Remember, the total number of calories in all your meals and fuelings should equal the TEE you calculated for yourself. You may need to adjust this number either up or down after the first couple of weeks to maintain your healthy weight and a BMI of under 25. Now, recognize when you're doing your TEE, it's always best when you're adding in the exercise calories to bring those exercise calories step back from what it says. So if you think that you're very active, step back to medium active. If you think you're sedentary, don't add anything. If you think you're kind of active, go ahead and put it back to sedentary, because a lot of times we overestimate the amount of calories that we burn, and it'd be better to be a little bit less than to be too many. So, because we don't want that weight creeping up. So on the sidebar, save your salad with salad spritzers. Too much dressing can turn a healthy salad into a calorie disaster. In fact, a recent study showed that in most salads, excessive calories are contributed from salsa and dressings. That's why salad spritzers are such a great invention. They deliver just 1 calorie per spray, helping you coat all of your yummy vegetables without all the calories. An even better choice is to avoid processed salad dressings and instead use a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil or vinegar instead, or you can create your own. There's a lot of people who actually create their own, and you can make it pretty healthy with a Greek yogurt base. And all right, planning meals during transition and beyond. Transition is a great time to add high quality protein, nutrient dense grain starches, and a full range of fruits and vegetables to your diet. Just remember to continue your healthy eating strategies, including the following. Continue to use the prepackaged portion controlled meals for simplicity. Use a 9-inch plate for all your meals so it looks like it's really full. Select healthy options from the 3 major food groups. So choose foods using the color-coded low glycemic shopping system. Stay with foods in the dark green section, GI under 30, until you reach your new daily calorie allowance, your TEE. Then add foods from the light green section, the GI of 30 to 50. So use foods in the orange section, GI above 50 only occasionally. Do not eat anything from the bright red section. Utilize the 100-calorie fueling choices from part 2.6, Building Healthy Meal Plan for Optimal Health, to add your additional daily calories. Utilize the menus you will find at habitsofhealth.com to create healthy meals, including the new 400-calorie lunch you'll be building over the first 3 weeks. Here are some guidelines to follow as you add healthy foods into your diet from each of the 3 major food groups. Adding calories from the vegetables and fruit group. It's hard to go wrong in this category. All fruits and vegetables are healthy, low in calories, packed with vitamins and minerals, and provide fiber to help fill you up. On top of that, diet rich in fruit and vegetables may reduce the risk of some types of cancer and other chronic diseases. By the end of transition, you'll have added a portion of fruit or vegetable to each of your 6 daily fuelings. You should be having at least 2 servings of fruit and 4 servings of vegetables per day. The research states that up to 10 servings of vegetables and fruit maximized their benefits to optimal health. Shopping tips. Choose fresh fruits and vegetables when possible. As outlined in Part 2.5, Choosing Wisely, Dr. A's color-coded shopping system. If choosing frozen or canned fruits and vegetables ensures that they contain no added fat, sugar, or sauce. Include lots of salad greens in your diet. Add higher glycemic choices such as corn, peas, and other fruits and vegetables with caution. When adding corn, keep the glycemic index low by buying corn on the cob with the husk intact. Sweet potatoes have a moderate GI of about 46, a light green chart, when steamed, boiled, or baked. Yams have a GI of 37 and are high in fiber and nutrient dense. The low glycemic fruit, citrus, orange, grapefruits, mandarins, are great choices, as are stone fruits, apricots, plums, peaches, and nectarines. Now, pineapple, watermelon, and cantaloupe can be eaten in moderate amounts. It is important to understand that watermelon has a high glycemic index, but it also has a higher water content. Its glycemic load is very low, and it can be eaten in moderation once a healthy weight is reached. So again, portion size. Some people say you can eat a whole watermelon. It's just water. No, it's not. It's sugar, water. So berries are very low glycemic and a great choice as you add calories to breakfast, fuelings, and lunch. As you begin adding your 100 calories per day in the transition schedule, make your selections primary from the dark green color charts. This will keep your insulin pump turned off and give you some time to increase your energy expenditure as you begin my movement program in the next few parts. Once you've reached your TEE and your weight is stable, you can start adding selections from the lighter green charts and even a higher glycemic choice on occasion. Sidebar: habits of disease, polluting your body with empty calories from processed foods. Sugars and fats, the non-nutrient agents. Estimating how many calories in fruits and vegetables. 1 cup cooked vegetables contains about 50 to 70 calories. 1 medium piece of fruit contains approximately 80 calories. 1 cup of cubed fresh fruit contains approximately 80 calories. Adding calories from the grain starch group. Your grain or starch selection have the biggest effect on your glycemic index and requires special vigilance as you complete your permanent eating plan. Low glycemic starches are a great steady source of nutrient-dense calories. You should have 4 to 5 servings a day, particularly if you're active. 1 serving equals 1 slice of whole wheat bread or half a cup of cooked brown rice, whole wheat pasta, or whole wheat noodles. Healthy breads. Whole grains are high in fiber, nutrient dense, and contain vitamins and minerals. Good choices include pumpernickel, sourdough, stone ground, or whole wheat. Chapatis or other Indian breads made with chickpea flour. Interesting. Cereals. Almost all commercial breakfast cereals are processed, which means that the grains have lost their structure and are no longer intact, making them high glycemic and poor choices. Although they are in the orange section, In the glycemic charts, I consider them as toxic red chart items because their GI is so high. I will say there is a cereal that I found, you can get it at Walmart or at Costco, that was created by somebody with diabetes. And that's the cereal that I use. The hard part is portion control because literally I put it on the scale every morning to get an ounce of it. And I think that it fits in great with the um, optimization, which is now called Renew. Consider them oh, yeah, still talking about the cereal. Consider them as a toxic red chart item. So good choices include rolled oats made into oatmeal, the gold standard of breakfast cereals, barley, bulgur, and wheat bran. So homemade muesli, fruits, nuts, seeds, rolled oats, and then pasta. Pasta is made from semolina grain as long as you cook it al dente, so not until it's like soggy. And so serve it with healthy protein. It's fine to have a cup of pasta. Choose a low glycemic variety such as spinach rotini. Rice. Rice is generally very high glycemic and should be avoided, except in small quantities or limited occasions. Brown rice, which has a GI of over 50, and long grain, and basmati, with a GI around 58, are better choices than many other types of rice, which can have a GI approximately of 100. Because sushi is served with seaweed, vinegar, and protein, its GI drops below 50. Very interesting. How many calories? One slice of a low glycemic bread or half a cup of pasta or cereal contains approximately 80 calories. Adding calories from the protein group. As with grain starches, your protein selection should not come from processed or fatty foods, which not only add health-robbing saturated fats, but also really pack on calories. It's worth remembering that 2 slices of bacon or 1 hot dog increases your risk of dying of heart disease by 21%. Remember the tips for choosing healthy protein that you learned in the Healthy Shopping Guide in part 2.5, Choosing Wisely, Dr. A's color-coded shopping system. Eat red meat no more than twice a week and make sure it's lean. Eat fish at least twice a week and make sure it's fresh. Choose skinless white meat, poultry. Choose low-fat or non-fat dairy. Don't forget nuts and seeds and legumes. Today's average male eats almost 3,000 calories a day, and the average female 2,000 calories a day. The U.S. topped the list as the biggest eaters, according to calorie intake data released by Food and Agriculture Organization in 2018. Americans eat an average of over 3,000 calories a day, according to the report. This is well above the U.S. Department of Agriculture recommendation. Amazingly, 40% of those calories come from refined, processed sugars and fats, primarily saturated animal fat. But when we fill up on calorie-laden fried foods and desserts, we leave ourselves very little room for the healthy, nutrient-rich foods our bodies need. Sidebar: a habit of health, avoiding fast foods. When I talk about dining out, I'm not talking about fast food restaurants. Fast foods make it nearly impossible to maintain a healthy weight. In fact, they're the masters of calorie creep, as anyone who's seen the movie Super Size Me knows. The bland, gray-looking stuff served in fast food restaurants, made palatable with the help of some synthetic from a fragrance company, no doubt providing immediate gratification, loaded as is with salt, high fructose corn syrup, and animal fats, but it lacks much nutritional value And the red and yellow color scheme is designed to attract you like a hummingbird to a feeder by stimulating your hunger and creating a stress response that will ultimately have a negative effect on your immune system. So, if you never enter another red and yellow establishment again, you'll have added another habit of health. If you find yourself having no other choice, then make the best of the situation and get a salad with grilled chicken and low-calorie dressing. If you choose a typical fast food restaurant, you're probably doomed from the beginning. A study showed that having a healthy item on the menu triples the chances of picking something unhealthy. We feel a sacrifice is unnecessary and say, we deserve something naughty. Where are our daily calories coming from? Let's look at the breakdowns. Actually, let's read the sidebar first. Dr. A says, try this tip. Check out menu selections on the restaurant's website before you go to avoid potentially unhealthy environment or to pre-select a healthy choice. All right, where are our daily calories coming from? Let's look at a breakdown. A wasteland, W-A-I-S-T, wasteland of empty calories. So again, a male daily calorie intake is about 3,000. Female is about 2,000. Fat calories, 1,200 to 1,500 for men, 800 to 1,000 for women. Sugar calories, 600 for men, 400 for women. Total fat and sugar calories, 1,800 to 2,100 calories. Wow. 1,200 to 1,400 for females. Remaining calories, 900 to 1,200 for men, 600 to 1,800 to 800 for women. That means that that's all we've got left for healthy foods. We eat very little healthy foods on average as Americans. This means that the average man gets only 1,200 calories and the average woman only 800 calories per day from foods that contain nutrients. Whew, that's scary. This dramatic nutrient deficit is a major reason that many of us have a constant desire to eat, despite our ample caloric intake. It also means more cravings, more overeating, and excess weight. It's yet another habit of disease, taking us down the slippery path to non-sickness and sickness at a breakneck speed. My healthy eating strategy ensures that you get nearly 100% of your calories from high-quality, nutrient-packed, low-calorie meals and whole foods. Eating this way helps you feel pleasantly satisfied and protects you from the onslaught of nutritional pollution while supporting your goal of optimal health. Legumes, including chickpeas, beans, soybeans, and lentils, are a wonderful alternative protein source. Low glycemic, loaded with fiber and phytonutrients, and nutrient dense with vitamins and minerals. I recommend that eating them at least twice a week or more as your main protein source. How many calories? So a half a cup of legumes contains approximately 100 to 200 calories and is very low glycemic. A 4-ounce portion of lean meat contains about 250 calories. A 6-ounce portion of skinless white meat, chicken, contains about 300 calories. So that's after cooked portion of chicken, 6 ounces, 300 calories. So choosing right when you're dining out. Going out to eat has become a way of life. I certainly look forward to dining out with family and friends. After all, everyone needs an occasional hassle-free evening, pampered by great service with nothing to prepare or wash after. You can make this indulgence a healthy one as long as you control your nutritional intake by following a few important guidelines. Watch for pitfalls. Look at dining out from the restaurant's point of view. Restaurants are in the business of making money and keeping their customers happy so they can make more money. They want you to come back and bring all your friends. And fat, salt, and sugar sell. Restaurants have a secret weapon. What's the first thing that happens when you enter a restaurant? They ask you if you want a cocktail. And why not? After a busy day, a cocktail or a glass of wine is the perfect way to relax. But after just one drink, the inhibitory neurons in our brain start to shut off. We begin to lose our ability to remember those primary and secondary choices we made so carefully. And with that, we lose our reason to avoid 2,400 calorie bloomin' onion. And then there's the alcohol itself with 7 calories per gram, almost double the calories of sugar, and absolutely no nutritive value. Drinking sparkling water with a slice of lime or a splash of cranberry juice instead of a cocktail while you wait for your meal. If you must drink alcohol, your healthiest choice is a small glass, 5 ounces, of red wine. But here's the key. Order your food first. Deciding the restaurant is even more important than deciding what to eat on the menu. Less than 1 in 10 people even claim to be good at resisting the temptation of unhealthy options on the menu. If you know where you'll be eating out, call in advance and ask the restaurant to either text, fax, or email. Anymore, you can usually just look online. Decide in advance what you'll choose and stick to it, and try to choose restaurants that offer healthy dishes. In other words, stay away from the pizzerias and all-you-can-eat buffets. If the timing of your dinner reservation means that you'll be exceeding your 3-hour time period without eating, have a prepackaged portion control meal or a low-calorie snack before you go out. This will keep your appetite in check while you wait for your table and your food. Once you're seated, ask for any bread or chips to be removed from the table or placed out of reach. Also, ask for your to-go box and put half of your meal in it or share an entree with your partner or friend. Save your calories for more nutritious foods. And remember to keep that salad healthy by bringing your own low-calorie bottle salad dressing or homemade dressing of balsamic vinegar, lemon, and a drizzle of olive oil. Restaurant dressings are full of fat, calories, and sugar. Sidebar, prepackaged meals, the healthy fast food for weight loss and for life. Scientifically formulated portion-controlled meals are a convenient choice for your 3-hour fuelings, especially if you don't have a lot of time to prepare food. These convenient, low-fat, low-glycemic foods are loaded with vitamins and minerals, offer a careful balance of protein and carbohydrates, and provide you with a specific dose of calories, so you don't have to worry about calories creeping. And because of fuelings are completely portable, they help ensure you're getting a proper fueling when it's not otherwise feasible. That's why I've used them myself for over 17 years, and that was, 10 years ago. They really help me to get in my 5 to 6 daily fuelings, even if I'm in the midst of a busy lifestyle, traveling away from home, or just out and about and hungry. For more information on ordering your fueling, see the resources list in the appendix. Choose healthy cooking methods. So scampi style, au gratin, boiled, what does it all mean in terms of calories? Here are some quick tips to help you sort the good from the bad. Bear in mind that this is just a rough guide and that there's no guarantee that items prepared in the preferred method are really low in fat, since fats are often added in the cooking process. For example, grilled items may be brushed with oil. Poached items may cooked in buttery liquid. Baked items often contain oil or cheese, and marinara sauces often start with a base of oil. If the cut of meat, fish, or poultry you choose is high in fat to begin with, it will likely still be high in fat after cooking, even using healthy cooking methods. Stay away from cream sauces and soups, buttery oil, au gratin, breaded Alfredo sauces. You can make a really good Alfredo sauce out of cottage cheese. I can teach you that. So gravy and anything battered or fried. Blackened entrees are usually dipped in butter or oil, covered with spices, and then pan fried with a higher probability of ages. That's causing cancer causing toxins that actually it's the blackened and its toxic effects on its health. Don't be afraid to take charge of your meal. Choose only lean cuts of red meat, such as loin and flank. If you're having chicken, remember the white meat contains less fat. Ask your meat, ask for your meat, fish, or poultry to be prepared with a minimum oil and butter or prepared light. Have the chef trim all excess fat before cooking and be sure to remove the skin from poultry before you eat, and request that vegetables be steamed with no added sugar or butter. Optimal cooking methods are baked, broiled, grilled, poached, or steamed, and of course, fresh is best. Awesome.
What great reminders.
Yeah, so good.
Thank
So
you.